You know, again, one thing y'all should know about me, and y'all should probably figure this out from how I've dealt with the YoungBoy situation. I can't do it. You could call me whatever name you want to call me. Yo, act you pussy. Yo, act this. Yo, I don't think you. I'm one way. I'm not the guy who says. And by the way, I have done that too. So let me not act like I'm just Teflon. But I'm giving you the reason. Like, people wanted me to turn up on YoungBoy. I think I've defended myself pretty well against whatever he said. And I think I've stood on what I stand on, and I'll continue to. But some people want me to do the huge rant and disrespect and violate. I don't do that, and I've said it to other people too. I said, that was somebody who I thought was a friend. So there's many different things he told me privately that I could say that makes him look horrible. I could say a million things that would probably expose a bunch of stuff, but at that point, what are you? You're just a hoe. So, within reason, I'm going to defend myself, but I'm not here to fucking spill all the tea or whatever the case is. And by the way, it's not like the nigga was telling me like some state secret, but I do have to treat people who I've had friendships with, especially when I've been privy to private conversations, differently from people who I don't know. Now, I say that to say I don't think that makes me a hypocrite in how I go about everything else, right? Because, again, if I really wanted to go on the offensive against YoungBoy and make y'all look at him really weird, I'd be telling y'all about personal shit that none of y'all know. But I think it's not there, and I think that makes me look weak, so I don't do that. So this whole thing about, and by the way, y'all know, I'll go on personal shit, especially with niggas I don't know. So however I get it, Rory, I told y'all, and by the way, Lord, protect me. Rory, I know you need some promo today. I'm trying not to give it a promo, because I'm a lot of things. I'm definitely never a liar. And Lord, protect me. I ain't there yet. Chat, I get into this blackout state. I don't even know what the fuck I say. I'll see it later on stream. I'm like, oh shit, I was right. And I'm funny. I like it. Okay. I'm going to try to ignore that situation. That boy looking for promo. And I asked him for 2 years. 2 fucking years. I said, you and your little fucking goofy co-host could sit. This is before they did the whole thing in my crib. I said, y'all could sit on if y'all really wanted clout, y'all really wanted the biggest moment, I'm here for the biggest moments in hip-hop. Because I know y'all niggas won't bust a grape in a fruit fight, nigga. So, when y'all was doing that shit, I was down to sit down with both of y'all. Y'all would have debated y'all both. Y'all never did it. Never wanted to talk to me. Y'all this a passive-aggressive threat shit. Now, when niggas want to sell an album, now they're fully responding to me. And now, like, I'm like conflicted. I'm like, if I violate them again, I give them promo. Which I should violate them again. And I got a lot more violation to give. But I don't want to play into somebody's weak plan. I'm not NBA YoungBoy. I'm a very smart, calculated nigga. So I'm going to try as best as I can to ignore that little dweeb for now. But if I circle back around on it, I can't even blame the liquor. That's just, fuck it, man. Anyway, let me get back centered. So, Fat Joe. The reason why I say I deal with everybody the same, but I had to make the caveat because if it was my friend, it's a little different. It's because my nigga, like, I'm just not, a lot of people sometimes criticize. I've seen this too. Yo, I used to love Act, but Act got an ego now. Man, if that's what turns you off from me, good riddance. Please go. You don't need to make the announcement. The reason why is because it's not necessarily an ego. I've explained this many times. When I was coming up, and I was one of the first of the Mohicans in terms of digital, we don't have no industry friends. Like, we're literally just people with the internet, super fans. They tried to turn me to the beaten stick of this industry. And they thought it was going to be successful. The cool guys just pick on Act. It wasn't until I curated the best audience in the world, I became the biggest hip-hop platform in the world, I start popping shit till they realize, oh shit, the nigga who we thought was going to be the 12th man on the bench that we could just throw our fucking sweaty towel in his face, he's LeBron. He's kicking our ass. But now he's not taking it. When the rabbit got the gun, nobody likes it. When I give the same energy back, nobody likes it. Why he talking tough? Everybody talk tough to me. But it never did nothing to me. Who did something to me? Who put hands on me? No, nobody. But if I say anything, oh no, he talking tough. I'm not talking tough. I'm talking with the same energy that you gave me. But again, nobody likes when a rabbit has a gun. So I'm in this position now, and I still say I try to treat every situation, no matter who, with the same energy or perspective. And the reason why I'm quick to react, and the only reason I'm giving this explanation is for people who might be in the middle and be like, yo, is all the money and whatever getting to act? No, my nigga, I'm still the guy who they would love to pin all the issues of hip hop on. Remember, they tried to pin the whole Chicago beef or the war on me. Did you watch the Durk interview? Did you hear how Durk talked about that time? Did Durk ever say that? Did you watch when I interviewed G Herbo? The second time I interviewed G Herbo, nigga, I started off that interview because I seen him somewhere else. He said, oh yeah, now Akademiks Responds. Nigga, I played that clip immediately. First thing, go watch that G Herbo interview, the second one. Because I needed him to substantiate why he would say that. Scapegoats are always in this industry. And what I've realized is that you could judge a nigga's character by who they try to make the scapegoat. They always try to make the scapegoat the person they think they could pick on. They get upset when I do the big act shit because now I'm about to sun y'all platforms. I'm bigger than all y'all. I'm getting more money than all y'all. What's up? What up? Suck dick. What up? You know everybody? Oh, why you talking like that? Oh, I don't like that tone. Y'all was trying to all just unfairly pin blame on me. But we're at it again. So I seen Fat Joe recently react to this interview, which, by the way, Fat Joe, listen, I don't care what type of podcast or whatever IG live shit you got going on. You not tapped in with current hip hop. You like a Instagram live drink champ shit, my nigga. You're not tapped in with current hip hop. Current hip hop is tapped in with act. Let me just put that out there. Now, I'm not saying that to shit on you because you're an OG and a legend, but I'm here to really just put this in perspective that when y'all pick up y'all random facts and try to create an opinion or try to create a stance, you should be researched when you talk about things. Because and I'm going to give you every response, and I guarantee you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So now let me get to what we were talking about. Did the interview with Durk. Where's this shit at? I think it was Hollywood Unlocked that posted. Fat Joe took offense that I asked Lil Durk about Gunna snitching. Bruh, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Y'all not been, listen, with all due respect to Fat Joe, you don't really know what Durk been saying at niggas. You don't know what niggas been saying at him. This interview's a big moment. That's why you tuned in. But all that other subliminal shit, you're not tapped in. You're not tapped into what's really going on. So when I hear your comments, I'm looking at you and I'm like, bro, this is why you got to do the drink champs. Yo, all the elders come together and we're going to just sit here and just give everybody their props. You're a legend. I love you. I think you're extremely funny, but you're not tapped in. If you're going to talk about some shit, don't talk about the guy who you think is the easy scapegoat. Talk about the fucking problem. And this is why I'm saying I'm giving the same energy that I've given to you, to other niggas that have tried to unfairly put me in a crosshair that I'm not in. So now let's talk about it. Let's hear what Fat Joe had to say. Hold on.
Right now I saw something where Akademiks interviewed Durk, and Lil Durk, who's a rising star king of this time, he made him answer what he thought about Gunna. That's the oldest trick in the book in hip-hop journalism. Now, Durk jumps out and says, yo, I'm not. Now, these two people don't like each other for the rest of their life. But this is the type of entrapment, East Coast, West Coast beef Vibe magazine, Source magazine, shit they've been doing. Here we stay in the light. We want to hear positive things about everybody.
Let's cut that shit short right there. Yo, Fat Joe, you could play this clip. Anybody could play this clip too. I want you to answer these questions because I'll answer yours. I don't know about that Vibe magazine, Source magazine shit. I have a thought about it, but I wasn't there. I wasn't really like prevalent in the space at the moment to really make my own opinion on what they added. The narrative is that they fueled that beef when everybody was saying there was no beef, right? I don't know if there was undertones. I don't know. I can only speak about my situation. So anybody I could clip this, send that to that nigga. I'm going to ask you some questions since you have an opinion about what I did. You said you want to stay in the positivity. This is my problem with all rappers, and this is why a lot of y'all rappers make horrible media personalities. You don't get, whether it's Fat Joe, Ja Rule, it could be Jesus. You don't get to preach and capitalize off sneak dissing, off of subliminal shit that's all enticing. You see, the thing with Fat Joe, he don't realize that the reason why I asked that question about Gunna is because a popular snippet that Lil Durk put out. So let me put you up to speed, Mr. Fat Joe, because you're not that, I keep saying, you're not tapped in. This is reason why, like, you know what I mean? Like, y'all got the mature audience. Good with that. But this is why I know kids gonna watch y'all. Because y'all talking about some shit, y'all don't know what's going on. So Lil Durk dropped this. Lil Durk, what was it? Let me see if I can find the song. Okay, here we go. For you to understand why I asked that question, listen, Fat Joe, I know all the rappers who slapped each other behind the scenes, robbed each other. I know a nigga who literally got his chain took by another nigga and had to send that shit back after another nigga got involved. I know all the shit that happened. I'm not bringing this shit to the light because honestly, I'm not really here to fuel beef as y'all might think. However, this is the disingenuity of people like you that are former rappers coming into the media space. You can't hype up killing, hype up beef when even the fans, like, nigga, we not from Chicago. We know what the fuck you're talking about. We're not like really in tune with these behind the scenes situations, but these guys are rapping about it, tweeting about it. Why do you think? Why do you blame the media if they ask about it? Listen to the snippet. And by the way, I guess this will be point A that I want Fat Joe to answer to, Mr. Fat Joe. And I'm keeping it respectful. I don't want nobody to say I don't have no respect for my elders because I love Fat Joe in reality. But I do have to just be fair. Fat Joe, the reason why I asked about Gunna, right, is because Lil Durk, who stated when I was speaking about all these other things, he says he hated rats. Now everybody has had whatever questionable stance or they're waiting to see what happened with Gunna. Then Lil Durk dropped this snippet, very viral. Everybody was talking about it.
That from BBL. What happened to Virgil, we probably gon' tell. I let him go because Timo ain't selling. Like 7 and Booker, no.
Let me play it again. I don't think that Fat Joe has ever seen this in his life. And this is where I come in with other niggas who don't pay attention to hip hop. We're not digging up shit that rappers ain't talking about. He's saying what happened. Let me break it down to Fat Joe. Because again, Fat Joe probably never even heard the song. Fat Joe is out of touch. Like, he don't know what about what. So I'm going to put him in touch. Lil Durk did a song with Gunna. I'm going to click on the song. I don't even need to play it. What Happened to Virgil featuring Gunna. Unprovoked, after these allegations of cooperating, and now I don't want to hear, and I'll make this number 2. Fat Joe, I'm going to tell you why fans and media outlets care about quote-unquote snitching, because y'all build a false reputation off of being real niggas. So if y'all are selling an identity and an image to kids that y'all are the realest, y'all hate this and third, if information comes about that says you may have not been the person that you have portrayed to be, why the fuck will we not talk about it? Why will we not even have a question about it? This whole thing about positivity, Like we could just whitewash all these rappers, demonic, gangster, feuding, instigating bars and just say, oh no, it's positive now. What is Fat Joe talking about? Is Fat Joe like in reality? Fat Joe has to tap in with the current hip hop. You're an OG, but this is why when people hear you talk, they're like, all right, OG. Because you know what they thinking? You don't understand what's going on now. By the way, Fat Joe, I know Fat Joe's career. Fat Joe been in shit himself. We know about I know about the situation. Fat Joe, Papoose, everything's cool now. I'm not trying to dig nothing up. But what I'm trying to say is that when you were tapped into hip hop and when you were tapped into shit, would you say that the media sparked that? Or was it words between y'all and other shit that went on behind the background? Don't blame the media now. Y'all are doing the weak shit. I'm giving you now the information why I would ask this question. Let me play it again. Remember the song? I'm going to show you. Send this to Fat Joe, please. What Happened to Virgil featuring Gunna. It's a hit song. One of my favorite songs by Lil Durk. This is what he says on the snippet.
The girls who that from BBL. What happened to Virgil, we probably gon' tell. I let them go because Timo ain't selling. Like 7 and Booker, no bragging on milk.
Now, it don't take a genius to tell or make you figure, hey, maybe we should ask him about Gunna. What is his disposition towards that? He's making obvious bars in his music, which, by the way, here's another thing that I don't like that what people like Fat Joe does. Because I always say, my son does this a lot, scared of the rapper. You would never ever say to the rapper, Lil Durk, why you call out Gunna on this record? You ain't from his hood. You would never say that to Lil Durk in your life. You know who you would say that to? Akademiks. Why would you try to instigate beef with these guys? Bro, without me, they're saying it. Without me, they are saying it. It's not like I told Durk to say this, that I could ask him later. He said it. So I need Fat Joe to then tell me, you're saying that as an interviewer in a media outlet, and by the way, let me put you on Durk's career since you're clearly out of the loop. Maybe you only heard All My Life. Man, Durk a whole real nigga out here. Durk dissing niggas every song. Flat out. The nigga said it in the interview. He loved baiting street shit. He said it. He said it out of his own mouth. So let me ask you, Fat Joe. Durk has gained a buzz from poking this, poking that, sneak this in here, dissing over here. But I'm supposed to just do the interview and say, hey, could we talk about your spirituality and your religious belief? But which, by the way, was in it. It was in it. Also, let me give you another little clue. Because I said, yo, listen, I want to bring up your charities and shit. I don't want to, I don't want to give too much about how to interview. Bro, they said, no, we don't got to talk about that. So, number one, I knew this interview, people like Fat Joe was going to say, oh, Ak just came to instigate. Bro, it's a Durk and Ak interview. And Ak did War in Chirac. You think Durk didn't know what the fuck he was trying to do? You think Durk didn't have like, okay, I know I'm going to really clear shit up. I'm going to talk about some real shit in this one. This ain't a Breakfast Club interview. You think anybody at the Breakfast Club know what's going on with Durk? They're Googlers. I'm just trying to tell Fat Joe, because of your lack of connection to what's going on now, don't jump to say the media is forcing two people to be against each other, especially when if you were tapped in, you would realize, yo, he's dropping a snippet, and the only, I ain't gonna lie, the song is fire, which, by the way, Future is supposed to be on the full version, y'all heard of Future got a whole solo version of it, which is like, you can tell there's an open verse. So I think they're both going to be on. It's called Obama. I've been playing it at the beginning of my streams. It's fire. Future Obama, it's fire. So this, I guess this was Durk's part. So it's going to be Future and Durk's song. Now, Fat Joe wouldn't even know that. But why did Durk's version go viral? Durk's version went viral because of the second fucking line. Let me play it again. Somebody help educate Fat Joe. Again, I love that our OG rappers are now becoming podcasters and entertainers. But as you jump into this world, we're not in the 2000s no more. You need to be a little bit more research. It's just like if I was supposed to engage in a conversation or give commentary about Fat Joe in the 2000s, there's a lot of shit I was to say super outsider. If I would be uninformed. I'm telling you, Fat Joe and the other likes of the older rappers that are now podcasting have no idea what the fuck is actually going on. Do your research. It ain't on me because I'm asking the shit that is based off research that fans want to know. So if you're saying that the media, and by the way, let me then put it to this. And I'm going to go on a little tangent too. I'm tired of y'all treating these rappers like they John Morant. They're making the lion's share of the money, yet it's on everybody else to portray them in the best light that they could just keep. These niggas, all of the gangster rappers, and Fat Joe, I mean, some of the shit that you were talking about too coming up, y'all have created y'all wealth and y'all fame off promoting violence, drugs, prostitution, abuse. Y'all have promoted the worst things in society. Let's be very clear. Y'all ain't coming like a bunch of nuns. So now it's the media's job to just make y'all look like saints. No, we want to talk about why people like you. We want to talk about why people are listening to your music. Again, that's why I'm glad podcasts exist, and that's why I'm glad all these mainstream big outlets. It's the reason why a nigga can say I ain't going to do a Breakfast Club interview, I'm going to do ACT. I'm glad for that. Not that I have anything against Breakfast Club. I love Breakfast Club. You know Charmaine's my guy. But real conversations could come back. It's just real conversations. How many times, you know why I said this is easily interview of the year? By the way, Durk told me, Durk said, ask everything you've ever wanted to ask. Verbatim, that's what he said. You know when you go to these radio interviews, they're giving 50 things you can't ask about. Let's talk about him doing this charity right here. Let's forget that he dissed 20 niggas here. He slapped 5 bitches over here. And also, he just got caught with a bunch of pills, and he been rapping about that he's the main pill supplier for the whole South. Again, that might be an open case, so you probably wouldn't mention that, but still. You get what I mean? Like, again, you have to talk about actual shit. So, again, to people like Fat Joe, and I want to make it very clear, I'm not directly attacking Fat Joe because there's a lot of elderly people in the music business who used to be rappers, which, by the way, they have the utmost credentials in this shit. But you can't give an opinion about the media because you're jaded by what you think happened with The Source and Double XL with the East Coast, West Coast beef. I know things about Durk that I never asked. And I know things like that I've just heard through the grapevines. I didn't ask that. That would have been instigating shit if y'all are finding out for the first time there. I'm asking everything that we've seen on TMZ, everything you've rapped about, everything you claim you've stood for. Let me ask you about things that could either contradict. What's your thoughts on everything? By the way, here's the thing. And this is again to Fat Joe. Why do you think Durk has the audience he has? Why do you think Lil Baby has the audience he has? Why do you think NBA YoungBoy has the audience he has? They fully believe these guys. They believe in all of these things that sometimes isn't the best principles or morals, but they believe these guys. That's what they want to hear if these guys actually stand for it beyond the music. That's what they want to hear. All this positivity shit, of course we want to talk about positivity stuff, but you're acting like the media is the negative entity in all this when these niggas built their careers of violence. Fat Joe, get a grip. Please, get a grip. Respectfully, get a grip. If you're going to speak about the media, because as I said, that's some my song shit and I dislike that nigga. The media at times is wrong. I'm not sitting here and saying the media ain't wrong. But if you can't point at both people saying, you know what? Look, you know what you should have said? And if Fat Joe had said this, I would have respected it so much. If Fat Joe had said, Lil Durk, in this point of your career, why do you even give a fuck about snitches? Why do you give a fuck about some of this stuff? You're a superstar now. You should be elevating. We heard the song. Let's all go to positivity. Don't mock no niggas' deaths. Don't promote street shit no more. Just promote positivity. And then in tune he says, in academics, Durk is beyond that street shit now. Why are you trying to drag him back there? I guarantee somebody play this song for Fat Joe, and if you don't know what this means, we could end the conversation there because we not even.
They know, I think he let a hole get him. He say no, I say let's go to.
That's always been my issue. None of these guys. Hey, Ak, why would you ask him about that? There's a whole song. Like, place a nigga probably mad like, yo, wait, why'd you ask him about Quando Rondo? Like, yo, bro, you spiking the beef. He has a whole song.
He say no, I think he let a hole get him. He say no, I say let's go to.
They say nothing to Durk. Nigga, Durk will tell these niggas to suck dick. Like, yo, Durk ain't about to sit here and because you know what it is? They've all been in beef. Yo, Fat Joe was at it with mad niggas. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody was gonna check Fat Joe when he's into it with mad niggas. Say, no, Fat Joe, you need to. So again, that's why I keep coming back to the reason why I gotta defend myself is because y'all don't talk about the rappers. Cause I know you say to Durk that shit, you know what Durk gonna say to you? Maybe not even a nice, not actually probably nice because you're a legend, but exactly what he said to me in the interview. Cause I asked about, maybe I could squash it, like let's have some peace. You know, he said, man, somebody die about this shit, nigga. The fuck you talking about? But again, when you ask why I ask about it, that's the content for the music. It's not like, okay, there's some real shit happening and he's not rapping about it. He's not talking about it. He's rapping about it. He's talking about it. All right. All right, people. As we continue, I just wanted to address that real quick because, by the way, I didn't see too many people who had any, extreme reactions to it. But I seen one blog post that, and I had to make sure that's addressed before people could even give it any legs. Fat Joe is not tapped in with the current day hip hop at all. If he don't know why I asked that, if he think that was just random, Fat Joe don't know east from west and north from south. And it's okay. He don't need to know because he has a legendary career. But let's hear about how you made Make It Rain and all them other songs. Let's not hear your commentary on Durk because Durk's whole rollout, Almost Healed, is based on a lot of trauma, which we by the way got to in the interview too. But it's also based on current situations, and it's based on why he's still dissing niggas, and also why he's still involved in all this shit. Just putting it out there. Okay. Enough of that. Let's have to address him. I think I addressed Fat Joe really, really respectfully. It's very important that people realize that I'm not disrespectful to elders or nothing like that. I'm gonna always respond to anybody who makes me a scapegoat. I don't care who it is. If my mama says I'm a scapegoat, I'm gonna respond because those people usually lack context. And if I allow you to lack context, text and say all type of these things, you brainwash other people to say, "Oh, this is the only guy who is this purveyor of death and purveyor of beef." Do you get what I mean? Which that's just not true. So okay, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, in other good news, I will say though, we do have Lil Durk's